How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. This is the very first episode of AllTruthSomeGuitar.com. The very first episode. It's how it works is explained in the past video, but we aren't there anymore. We are at the very first episode, so let us commence. Boil down just real quick what we're going to do. We, and hopefully you're going to be involved, so it is we. What we're going to do is I will mention one issue or something that needs to be addressed. Something that in some way, shape, or form needs to be changed or encouraged or discouraged or what have you. I'll mention one issue. I will mention one thing you can do about it, just one. And then what you can do, and hopefully you'll do, and if you're going to be involved in this, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. You'll go, and as long as it aligns with your beliefs, and I don't think I'm going to be encouraging anything that would go against anybody's beliefs, but as long as it aligns with your beliefs, you do the one thing that I mentioned. You do some research, reading up about whatever it is. You learn about it. You learn about the cause and effects. You think about what you can do to understand it better and to deal with it on a personal, familial, societal, and a world stage. And then you go to all the people that you know, and then you share what you've learned about it. The one thing I mentioned that they can do, so that way it's spreading out what they can do about it, and then you add in what you have come up with on your own that we can all do about it. Then you email me and you write out what we can do, what you came up with, or some insight to it that you think people need to have shared. You send me a quick little email that explains it. What I do is I add it to the site with the post that has to do with this episode issue, and then the next episode I mention that at the very beginning as a recap from the past one, and then we move on. So that's what we're doing in the first part of it. I mentioned something, you take it and you run with it, and then you toss me some solutions and information that I'll add in the next one. The second part of the episodes will be the music part. What we're going to do is we're going to make songs collaboratively having to do with whatever the issue is. I'll play a little something. It'll be recorded, but I'll also be recording it in the computer. You can't see it, but I'll be recording it in the computer. I'll take the better recording of it, the one that's in the computer, just the audio only. I'll upload that to a sharing site, and then you can download it. I'll state on there that you're allowed to download it and use it for this project. You're not allowed to use it as samples or just to make a career for yourself. It's for this. And hopefully we can make a song that deals with this issue that can also reach a wider audience. And then the next week, the next episode, as I said, I mentioned whatever everybody came up with. If it's something like, say, if my idea or somebody's idea was, say my idea was a petition, I might mention how many people signed it, and then say so-and-so from somewhere came up with this idea, go to the site, and they have a project started or what have you. Then we'll go into the song that we made, because you can, after you downloaded my original track, you can upload, either if we want it to be simple, say it's, even though it's named AllTruthSomeGuitar, the project, you'll notice that I'm not playing a guitar right now. And that's because for some reason I have trouble following rules. And I don't think that's a problem. I'm going to do some keyboard tonight. But you take my recording, you add to it. You could just say, okay, I'm going to just add some vocals to it, and other people could add stuff, and then you could just have that as one file where it's already mixed, where no one could change the levels of the keyboard to your vocals. Or you could upload the separate ones, but you just want to make sure that the drum cue at the beginning is recorded onto your vocals. So say you're recording it on your phone, and you're listening to the music at the time, say on headphones, then you hold the phone up to the headphones with the drum beat, so that I can line things up, and you're recording the drums. Then as soon as you're going to start singing, you put the phones back on your ears, and you sing into your phone, and then you send me your track, but it also has a little bit of drums that I'm having as the pre-count, the count in, so that when I'm lining up the tracks, or anybody's lining up the tracks, we always have those 4 or 8 drum beats that are just maybe a little bit more than what a normal song would intro. Then when it's mixed, we just chop those out of there. That's the general idea. If you have any problems or questions having to do with how to do this, just let me know. AllTruthSomeGuitar.com, and you can just send me a message. And this doesn't have to be some pristine studio quality recording. This is not meant to win a Grammy. If we do, then that's cool, but this is not a commercial venture. This is non-profit. This is not a commercial venture. No one's being paid for this. So don't worry about it being super high quality. If it's vocals, we want to be able to hear it. If it's something that's not supposed to be distorted, you try to get a good recording, but you don't have to run out and get a bunch of equipment or pay for studio time. As I said, this is not for profit. We collectively will hold rights to the song just to protect it from being used against our will. If everyone involved, and it has to be unanimous, if everyone involved said, okay, well, so-and-so can use this for some video or movie or something else, then that's fine, but it has to be unanimous. And say there are 12 of us in on a song. All 12 of us have to say, yeah, that's cool. And if one says no, even if 11 of us thought that's a great idea, that means no. Each voice counts, and if one person is not comfortable with it being used for whatever purpose, then we just say, okay, fine. There's no pressure put on that individual. That goes contrary to the whole core of what this project is about. So hopefully that makes some sense, and we'll get into this very first episode. So if you want to just kind of like mentally edit out all that other stuff, or if you share it with somebody, you can say, okay, send the link to them and say start at the 2-minute mark, or however long I've been babbling along. But so we don't have anything to recap because this is the very first episode. The issue that I chose to start it out with, I figured I'd choose a big one, an important one, and one thing that everything hinges upon, and that is peace. Peace is not just the absence of war. It's a very wide-ranging thing that gets in every aspect of our lives. You probably have a picture of it in your mind of what you consider peace to be, and that's cool. But one of the things that I would like everybody involved in this, or even if you're just watching this and you're not going to be involved in the music part of it or whatever, read up, get other people's ideas, try to expand your vision of what is peace, what are the things that cause peace to not exist, and what's the cause and effect of things that are contrary to peace, and what are the causes for peace to exist. Inwardly, on a familial level, on a societal level, country and world, in all aspects. So that's the issue. Peace. The one thing that I want you to do is, and I'm not associated with this place, but the site, but it seems good, at least what I've seen of it. Peacealliance.org, PEACE ALLIANCE.org. There's no space. peacealliance.org. If you click on where it says who we are, and then the drop down, you'll see be the movement. Click on that, and then you'll see the part that says the 5 cornerstones of peace, or peacemaking. The 5 cornerstones of peacemaking, and what they list, and they mention that this isn't everything, but what they list is empowering community peacemakers or peacemaking. I can't even read my own writing. Teaching peace in schools. Okay, that's 2. Humane justice systems. I should take a little more time writing out. Humane justice systems, I think that's what it says. Cultivating personal peace, fostering international peace. So it's community, it's teaching, it's having justice systems that actually are justice systems, cultivating peace within oneself, because you can't have peace if you run around hating. You know, I can understand being frustrated with the world, and it's easy to fall into the pit of, when people do horrible things, hating them. But that's not going to solve it. And you know what that's going to do? It's going to make you sick. You're going to die younger. And it's a poison. You know, and it does no good. You know, that person can't. It's not going to stop that person or those people or whatever from doing whatever they're doing. It's not going to awaken them. So carrying it, being aware of an issue is one thing. Letting outrage shift you into some kind of action, like researching and being involved, is that. But if you carry hate around with you, you know, whatever you do, this personal peace is an important thing. As long as you apply it a little bit beyond that. There are some people that they work on inward peace, and so they're caring and friendly. But how caring are you if you don't stretch it out to the world? You know, that's like saying, well, you know, I care about my kids. I don't bother to feed them because I'm tired and I don't want to bother, but I care about them. Well, you don't care about them because they need food. Caring is action. Like there was something I saw where somebody said something like, prayer is half action. I think that's what it is. Same idea. You have to. You can't just sit around thinking this is great. That does carry energy, but and then fostering international peace. So those are their 5 cornerstones of peace, and then there's a petition that petitions Obama and Congress to implement these 5 things. If they'll do it or not, I'm not counting on Obama to do anything about peace. You know, if you really look into what he's responsible for, he's escalated. The United States is bombing 7 countries right now. 7. We're breaking international law all over the place. Hillary, if she was to get in office, she could easily get us into World War III. Trump could too. Jill Stein, on the other hand, has a platform of peace, and if you go to jill2016.com/platform, you'll see that that's supporting her, voting for her, and supporting that is going to get us towards peace a lot quicker than expecting Obama or Congress to do anything about it. But so remember that. You want peace, that you got to support somebody like Jill Stein. Appreciate it if you go there. But want to stay on task here. Keep the focus. So please sign that. Research and try to find ways to implement peace and peacemaking in your life and in the whole world. Then share those things, the petition and what the stuff that you found that you could do. Share those things with your friends and family and everybody you know, and with this project. Make an email. Sign it the way that you want it signed, because I'm just going to copy and paste it. You got to come up with the wording yourself. And then I'll share with the site. And if a whole bunch of people say stuff, I won't be spending all this time on this is the first issue, but I won't be spending a bunch of time, or first episode, I won't be spending a bunch of time reading off everybody's ideas. There'll be the website to go to, and that'll list it. And so that's it. That is your mission if you choose to accept it. Now on to the music. I was fiddling around a little bit before I started this video, and I was thinking about peace, and it kind of led me to, I was going to do a guitar part, and it kind of led me to this synthesizer type thing. I've got a basic drum beat programmed at 55 beats a minute, or you could look at it as 110, or however you want to divide time. And remember, you don't need to be a pro at any of this. Just add what you feel fits. It's the involvement which is one of the most important things. So I got the basic drum beat just to divide the time up, okay? Because we want to be able to do, if somebody tunes into this episode, we've got tons of them, we've got 10 years worth, and then they see this episode and they go, you know, flugelhorn would be a better thing to build the song on. Okay, fine. Then they can still upload it, and we can go back to it and build a song on that. It doesn't have to be this, but we need somewhere to start. And so this is what it is. So I got the basic drum beat, which can be changed or left out. It's a guide for time. What I'm going to do with the, when you go to the sharing site, and I'll share the link later. I don't know the exact link yet because I haven't made it yet. You'll find just the you'll find the drum part with the synthesizer, and then just the drum intro, and then the synthesizer without it. I think that's probably how I'll do it. I don't know. But I will have the track that does not have the drums in case we want to do different drums, but that's just for time. And remember, if you do a version, or if you add something to it, try to get the first few measures, bars of drums into the recording so that we can line things up. Because if everybody's sending in all these different tracks, I don't know when it comes in. You know, somebody in France records a violin part. It's like, well, does it start at the very beginning, or is it, you know, does it line up with the beats? Is someone playing ahead of the beat or behind the beat? Are they swinging it? You know, the beat. It's so we need those drum things. Even if you're just going to add cowbell, and cowbell would be good. 3/4 of the way through it, just one hit of the cowbell. You still record the whole 3 or 5 minute long song so that it's easy enough to line up. Alrighty, any questions, get a hold of me. This is it. Hopefully I can play it through the way that I was thinking. The sound that I chose is that. It's in FL Studio. It's called Gandalf the White. Is the synth sound. It's in Citrus in case anybody uses FL Studio. And then we have this the drum part. So we will roll right now. I'm keeping it really basic. It's going to be in the key of C, and it's going to float back and forth between, not that it's going to really even sound like chord changes the way I'm thinking, but between C and G, C and G, C and G, C and G, A minor and F, A minor and F, something like that, but it's in the key of C. If anybody needs to know exactly what it is, I could even do a screenshot of where the MIDI notes are, because that records my MIDI notes, and so you would be able to see it in the piano roll if you know anything about DAWs, D-A-W, digital audio workstations. It records like in an old-fashioned player piano. It records the lines of what notes and the duration, and then also there's information of how hard you hit it and everything. But that's it. We're off and running. Future episodes are going to be trimmed down more and more, and there's going to be less talking. But I have to get some of this on there so that people understand how it's working. So if you've stuck this far, cool, I appreciate it. And in the audio that you download, you're not going to hear me yapping. Yay! Steve's not talking. And when you layer this, leave at least a couple measures before you come in. Because we need these to line up. So that's the second measure. Third, I'm coming in on the fourth. Okay, so including the count in, it was a little bit over 4 minutes. Might seem a little bit boring just by itself, but obviously if you're going to layer possibly a whole bunch of stuff on there, you got to leave some room. All right, so please go and do those things, the petition, figure out what else you can do to promote peace in yourself and everywhere else. Check the site, get the download link, go there, download, add something, load it back up, contact me with any questions. And remember, each time I'll be talking a little bit less. Yay! We will get right in the... I'll say, okay, from last week we did this, and blah, blah, people came up with this, we got this many petitions signed, or whatever it is. Here's the song. Well, okay, cool, here's the song, and here's another issue. And whatever... Yeah, here's a song, and then here's another issue, and then here's some more music to start on. So... And we'll just keep rolling until we fix the whole world and make it a much, much, much better place, which will require your involvement. Don't question any ideas that you have for the songs or to make this world a better place. They're good. Don't worry about, oh, I don't know if it's a good idea. Should I mention this? What will people think about it? That's one of the first steps. Empower yourself. That's one of the first steps. Throw out. Don't filter yourself. Just throw out what you think is going to help. Okay? Okay? Don't let society or others cause you to limit yourself. That's unacceptable. And that'll annoy me. You don't want to annoy me. You don't want to annoy me. All right. Thanks a lot. Okay, AllTruthSomeGuitar.com. Go there. Get the song or songs, and let's get busy. Okay, peace.